Hi, this is Russell Stannard from teachertrainingvideos.com. Today's video is about Kahoot. It's a beginner's guide to the very latest edition of Kahoot, which was updated in August 2019. Now I'm going to take you right through Kahoot from the beginning, including how to sign up and make sure that you realize how you can get a free account. Sometimes it's a little bit tricky to see where to click to get a free account. Let's get straight into it. As always, please, if you like the video, please like it. If you can, share it with other teachers and with students, and if you've got any comments or questions, then please leave them in the comments section. Let's get started. So let's immediately start with how do you sign up. You need to go to kahoot.com. So let's jump over to kahoot.com, and what you want to do is click on sign up. It's free, so click on that button there, and then there are some basic bits of information that you need to put in. So click on as a teacher, because it's as a teacher that you're going to create an account. I don't suggest linking it up to your Google or to your Microsoft. The way I work is sign up with email. Click on here, and you need to put in a bit of information. Now notice you don't have to put what school you're from. You can select the place that you work at, so I'm going to put higher education. I'm going to give myself a name, so I'm going to put Russell 2019, and then I need to use an email address, so I'm going to just use one of my email addresses. So in fact there's a few options here. It's not allowing me to put Russell 2009, but also I use this one here. That'll do. And then what I'm going to do here is add in my email address. My advice is once you've filled it in, then make sure that you obviously decide if you want the information, that you have read the terms and conditions. That's really important. Then click on join Kahoot, and that should give you an account. And once you log in, what you want to make sure is that you go for the basic one. Now you've got these other options, but what we're going to do is really sign on to the free account, and one way is if you just scroll down just below, really important, it's here, continue for free. That's the account you want. Okay, so click on that, and now you are logged into Kahoot and ready to go. You do have to kind of put your name, so I'm going to put here Russell, that will do, and then click on done, and that's simply now going to start me off, and I'm going to make my first Kahoot straight away, and I'm going to click on the button that allows me to create a Kahoot, and that button is over there on the right hand side. So what I'm going to click on now, once I've clicked on create, is to click on this button here, new Kahoot, because that's what we want to do. We want to create a new Kahoot. Once we click on that button, we come onto this screen where we can begin to add our questions. Now I'm going to keep this quite simple, and in reality, whenever I do a Kahoot, this is really the way that I do them. I don't tend to have an image on the opening page and that. I simply come over to here, and the first thing I always do is give my Kahoot a title. So I'm going to write test Kahoot with August updates, and you always have to give a quick description. So again, I'm going to write test Kahoot. Now you don't need to set anything else here, okay? That's going to be all fine. The language I'm going to use is going to be English, and it's for everybody. And then I'm going to click on done. So now that's just the settings done. Now I begin to add the questions. Now to add a question, it's really easy. I simply just click here. Okay, now the first question is actually already on the screen, so I can simply click and add the first question. And I'm going to say, for example, what is the population of London? Okay, so that's going to be my first question, and then afterwards I'm going to come over to here and then put in my my answers. I'm going to write 9 million. Okay, or let's say you're at 10 million. And let me just I'm just going to pause this while I add. So I've written in both the question now and my answers, and I need to tell Kahoot what the correct answer is. So I'm going to click on 8 million. Currently the population of London is just over 8 million, and I can actually decide how long the question is going to last for on the screen, and I'm quite happy with 20 seconds. That should be fine for the first question. Now I need to add another question, and I simply do that by clicking again on add question, and it's going to ask me, do you want a quiz question, which is like a multiple choice with 4 answers, or true or false? I'm going to carry on with quiz questions, so I'm going to click on here, and now we've got another question. So I'm going to continue with the theme of London. I'm going to write the question at the top. I'm going to say, which of these castles is the oldest? Okay, I'm only going to do 3 or 4 questions just to demonstrate how it works. And again, I just simply click here now and add in the answers. So let me just stop the video and add those answers in. I've just changed the question slightly here so that we can use Tower of London as the answer. So I'm just going to click on that to put the correct answer. I'm going to allow 20 seconds for that question. We've now done 2 questions. I'm going to do 1 more. So I'm going to click on Add Question. We can always come back to a question just by clicking on it if we need to edit or change it. We're going to add a very quick question here. Which of these is not in London? The answer would be Oxford University. Click on that. I've done 3 questions. I can always go back, as I said, and do a question again. And if I come over to here, I can also duplicate or delete a question. When I'm happy and I've got my 3 questions now, all I need to do is, I've got a couple of options here. I can click on preview, and what's that going to do is just going to show me what the students see on the screen, and I can click through and just say, right, yeah, I'm happy with that, and I'm happy with that, 2 and 3, and I can see just very quickly what the questions are going to look like. So that's just an option to preview. When you want to exit the preview, click here. When you finish, what you really want to do though is click on the done button. So I'm going to click on done because you've done it, and now it's going to make a suggestion that you could add a cover onto your questions if you want to. I really don't want to do that. I'm going to click on done. That's absolutely fine. So it's now ready, and there are really 2 ways that you can test your Kahoot, and I'm going to show you both ways how you can now test and see, is it working. Now, a little tip, what you can do is you can actually test to see if your Kahoot works, and if you click on test on the actual link here, so we're actually on the Kahoots, on my Kahoots, and if I click on that Kahoot, it opens up onto the screen, and the interesting thing is that I can come over to the left hand side here and click on preview, and this allows me to test the Kahoot and see how it's working. And what it's actually going to do is it's going to set up the left hand side of the screen for the teacher and the right hand side of the screen as if I was a student, so I can really get an idea of how it's going to work. So click on that preview button, and okay, this is like a live game simulation. Okay, so I always choose classic. No point in choosing team mode, because if you use team mode, then Kahoot's gonna wait for you to put everyone's name in the team. What I tend to do is put my students together in groups, and then I get them to to think of a name for their group, and then they simply put the name in. So really use the classic mode. That's going to work fine. What's going to happen is a number is going to come up onto the screen, and then the students obviously have their telephones or their laptops or their mobiles, their, for example, apps, and they put in that code 3507, and of course all the students will be doing this. They then press enter. They have to put in a nickname, so let's say they call themselves the super group, let's just say for an example. Okay, and then click on go. As soon as they put that in, their name will appear on the screen. You can delete anyone. Notice if someone wrote a rude name or something like that. You wait for everyone to come in, and then as soon as everyone comes in, you click on the start button. Obviously the screen on the left is being projected so that the students can see it, and then they can see their mobile phones, and they're going to see the answer. First question comes onto the screen. We just wait a few seconds. Okay, and there's the first question. What is the population of London? And then obviously the students have got basically 20 seconds to make a decision, and the correct answer here is 8 million. And then once all the students have answered, okay, you can click on next. So once all the answers have come in, you click on next, and it's going to show you who's in the lead. You click on next again to bring up the next question. Same thing's going to happen. The question's going to be projected onto the screen, and the students then will put in their answers. Once all the students have put in their answers in, this will come up on the screen. Again, you might want to give a bit of feedback and then click on next. So again, we can see the score. We click again on the next button here, and we've got a question here, which of these is not in London? And again, we're just going to click on what we think is the answer. And again, it's going to tell me if we're right or wrong. If we click on next, then we're going to see the score, and in this case we're at the end of the game. So that is basically a great way of being able to test if your Kahoot is working. Now, one interesting thing about Kahoot as well is that it does give you really interesting feedback on your students' performance. And if we click on this get feedback button, and we're going to click here on save results, and then we're going to directly download those results. I'm just going to click on that, and it will download them. You can see them downloading here. So if we open up the data, we'll just do that onto the screen, you'll see you get really detailed information about how many answers were correct, how many were incorrect. You can even go through and look at, if we come down below here, you'll see there's quite a lot of information. You get a list of all the players and then what their score was, and then you've actually got like a summary, and then it is even broken down into the individual questions, and you can go through those and see. So really useful in terms of you getting an understanding if you're going to use it, say, for formative feedback, and you want to understand how well the students have performed. If there's anything that they've not understood that you want to teach them again, you can get a lot of information here that can be really useful. So the results are very, very useful. So I'm just going to close that down. So I'm going to come back out of this screen, and you can then close down Kahoot and come back to your opening page. So let's just talk a little bit about the layout of the screen. At the top then you've got your home button here. It's going to kind of bring you onto a page where you're going to see your recent Kahoots, where you can also access all the reports if you want to go back and look at the feedback you've that was generated on all of the ones that you've done. You can download any of the feedback. Okay, just going to click back again to home button. If you want to see a list of all your Kahoots, because that's, don't forget, just the reports, the results after doing the, if you want the actual see your Kahoots, click here. We've got a list of them. If you want to test any of your Kahoots, and this is one of the things that's a little bit difficult to find in the new version of Kahoot, then click here, and then from there you can simply click here. And remember, what I did was I did preview. Now there is another way of testing your Kahoot, and that is simply to play it, and then with your telephone log in, and then you can be on your telephone. You just go to kahoot.it, play the game on the screen, and actually interact with yourself on the telephone, and you can use the computer to be the teacher and the telephone to be the student. That's a really good way of working. So useful buttons are Kahoot button here, and that will bring you up to all your Kahoots, and also your home button here. Now one little thing I'm just going to tip you on as well, if you go to your Kahoots, if you click on the right hand side here, you do have a button called share, and you can copy that link and share your Kahoot with another teacher, so another student, or sorry, another teacher can download your Kahoot and use it. You just simply need to share that link, or if you know their name, put in their Kahoot name and click on share, and you can send them a copy of the Kahoot that you've created. I really hope you found that video useful. If you did, please like it, please share it, and please, if you've got any questions, leave them in the comments section below. If you're looking for more free videos, please come to teachertrainingvideos.com. Any of the sections here at the top will take you to different technologies that you might be interested in, and there's some more Kahoot stuff by simply clicking on mobile technologies, and also a very similar tool called Socrative. Now if you'd like to keep up with my work, then there's two things you can do. You can sign up to my newsletter, and that way you'll be updated with all the online courses I run, any webinars I run, any blog posts I've written, and also any new videos I've created. If you want to kind of access all my backdated content, then the best place is on my YouTube channel. We're up to something like around 8,500 subscribers now on the YouTube channel, and don't forget to click on the bell, and that way you'll also be updated when new videos go up onto the YouTube channel. Finally, if you are looking for me to do a presentation or to do a talk, or if you want to do some online training with me, either one-to-one or in groups, then please contact me, and you can contact me from my website. And thank you very much.